When the DODC, the Department of Damage Control, takes Peter for the interrogation after Mysterious reveals his identity during the interrogation of Ned. If you pay attention, then we can see some people's reflections in the glass. And the woman in the reflection is C.D. Dever, the same agent of Deal DC, who later tries to arrest the K, Kamala Khan, when they finds about the powers of Miss Marvel. In Venom 2, in the fight scene between Venom and Eddie, when Eddie slaps Venom for the first time, then Venom gets very angry and pulls Eddie forward, said that he collides with the fridge. But if you pay attention, then we can see that actually Venom goes through Eddie's body from back to front side and pulls him, and after a second, he does the same from front to back, backwards. What?
What the hell are you? We are Venom.
In the fight between all the Adventures in Civil War, how can Vision fly without a propulsion system? So we know that he can increase or decrease his body density and to fly without any kind of force. He simply decreases his body density. And we can also visually see it. Notice that whenever he flies, we can actually see through his body and decreasing the day. Instead, he makes his body so later that he eventually starts flying. When Spider-Man arrived on the bridge to talk about his MIT admission, we saw that a helicopter of the news channel was following him along the way, and we can see Spider-Man even waves his hand to that helicopter. But moments later, when Peter was passing through some of the cars, he stopped at this car where this girl was watching something on her iPad and noticed that she was watching the same clip of Spider-Man waving his hand to the helicopter. And I love the reaction when she realized that she is on the same bridge where this news channel.
Why did Thanos remove his armor when getting the Space Stone in Infinity War? The Space Stone gives Thanos complete control over the space around him. He can stop things in midair as long as he's paying attention. So if nothing can touch him, he doesn't need any armor. And when Loki tries to kill him, we can see Thanos use his Space Stone to stop him. And notice the blue tint on Loki's dagger and also on the spear in the end fight in Wakanda. So Thanos can control things around him using Space Stone, and honestly, I didn't know that.
No other being has ever had the might, nay, the nobility.
When Avengers were trying to get back the regeneration cradle that Ultron was using to transform himself into Vision's body, we can clearly see that the trolley was moving in this direction while Quinjet was facing the other direction. So how Hawkeye was able to maintain the distance between the trolley and the Quinjet? So if you pay attention, then we can see that Hawkeye was actually flying the Quinjet backwards, and we can also see the propellers of the Quinjet pushing the ship in reverse direction. Marvel never fails to impress their viewers by putting amazing details like this. In Avengers Infinity War, when Doctor Strange turned into dust and disappeared for 5 years, then Wong was selected as a Sorcerer Supreme. But to prove himself, Wong had to fight with a worthy opponent, and he chose to fight with Abomination. And then he helps Abomination to break out from his prison cell, and that's why in Shang-Chi we saw Wong and Abomination fighting with each other in Golden Daggers Club, where one managed to defeat Abomination and becomes the masters of the mystic arts.
Wongers!
In Avengers Endgame, when Thanos was about to snap, Captain Marvel arrives and grabs Thanos' hand in which he was wearing Gauntlet. You can see over here that the gauntlet is not shining because Captain Marvel was absorbing all the energy of stones that Thanos was getting from the gauntlet. This energy kept Captain Marvel standing like a rock. And this is her special ability, that the more powerful the enemy is, the more powerful she becomes by absorbing his energy.
So Loki is right-handed in all the Marvel movies. We have seen Loki always holds everything in his right hand. He always held Mind's scepter and the weapons in his right hand. But there is one occasion where he uses his left hand. When he stabs Thanos, he uses his left hand instead of his right. But why would he do that since his right hand? Strength, one possibility is that he did so to avoid detection by Ebony Maw, who was positioned on his right side and could have witnessed his actions of projecting the dagger. But notice that Proxima Midnight and Corvus Glaive were standing on his left side. They also could have catch him projecting the dagger, but still he did it with his left hand. My theory is that it was not the real Loki. I think it was just his projection.
In Avengers Infinity War, in the starting of the movie, when their nose beat Storr very badly to get the test act from Loki, If you pay attention, then we can see here that 4 is slightly moving his hand. It looks like he is trying to conjure lightning because while fighting with Hulk and Thor, Ragnar Rockfor learned that he could get his powers even without his hammer. But still here he could not regain his powers because their nose had beaten him very badly.